Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I am Jason, your host, and we are on our way to hospital again. It's amazing how much a body can survive, just in everyday things. We all put our bodies through stuff. Stress, pain, damage. The human body is amazing. Unfortunately, while most of the body can regenerate and heal over time and things, the brain not so much. The brain has limitations, and even though there is a lot of redundancy in the brain, let me check something. Just want to make sure I've got everything in place. Got everything in there. I've got the keys. That everything's been. I'm taking everything I want. I've got to do that check when my brain says, "Hey, did you forget something?" Yeah, the brain. Sorry, I got distracted. The brain. The brain. Damage to the brain cannot be just fixed. There's a lot of redundancy in the brain that can take over. That's a lot about physiotherapy, and that if you have a stroke, if a part of your brain is damaged, you can repair it. But when a part of the brain is gone, usually it doesn't come back. This is one of the worst things about dementia. The different causes for dementia, but it slowly destroys the pathways between parts of the brain, and the neurons die out. And once they've died out, reconnecting and restarting them is pretty much beyond us at the moment. And if you do bring it back, will you have the same memory? I mean, if the memory parts die out and then you've managed to revive the cells, will the memory still be there? I don't know. But I do know that dementia at the moment is a slow death. It is a death sentence. It doesn't matter whether you've got millions or billions or no money at all. It is one of the great equalizers. If you get dementia, you can fight it, of course. You will fight it, and there's lots you can do to slow it down. In the early stages, it's best to catch it in the early stages. You can gain years by catching it in the early stages. There's medication that works for some people and doesn't for others. My mum tried all the different medications, and sadly none of them actually worked for her. It's just the way it is. And dementia can be completely random where it starts in your brain. My mum started in the language centres of the brain, which is why within 6 months, between 3 and 6 months, the first indication that my mum had dementia was when she started to forget words. My mum was very smart, very accurate, very intelligent. She never mistaken words. She never lost words. Her brain was shit hot. I mean, she was really good. She may not have been in academia and that, but she had really good brains and smart and intelligence. And hers, we noticed it when she came up to stay, because she'd always come to visit us to watch films, order Chinese, and we'd just sit down and have a night watching trashy movies and laughing, me, Paola and her. And she started to lose words. Words would go away. And that's when she went for our first tests, which the first tests were inconclusive. She had to go again later. But they caught it quite early. It was early onset dementia. And she fought it from day one. She was very intelligent. She didn't deny it. She had us get power of attorney and DNR, do not resuscitate, and all of those things were in place so that she, and got me and Paola, she cashed out like 6 of her ISAs and that to pay for redoing the house next door to her, so that me and Paola could come live next to her and help look after her. And everything was put in place right at the start, and everything was tried. Unfortunately, a lot of people go into denial. They're so terrified about dementia that they deny it, and that's the worst thing, because why it's early on is where you can make a difference. I mean, yes, it is terrifying, it is scary. Thank you. And so my mum had a very slow degradation, but first what to go was her words. From her perspective, remember, when you have dementia, from your perspective, nothing's changing, because your perspectives are based on your sensory and everything. And so apart from lots of frustration, you don't perceive the stuff you've lost. So the normal way to see how to chart how dementia is going is to actually use they've got charts and that, but it's usually word association and things like that, and they've got a special thing. Unfortunately, my mum's dementia hit the language centres first, so she thought she was speaking completely normally in English, but she wasn't. She was speaking gobbledygook. She'd repeat words like 4444444, 6666999, or she'd say some words, but nothing would be in order, nothing would be what would be understandable. But from her perspective, she was speaking completely normally when she was talking to her. In fact, my mum had me record her one day because she thought we were joking. She thought to start with that we were joking, that we were just playing a joke on her. A very cruel joke, because she, from her perspective, from her brain, she was speaking completely normally and answering questions and that. So I remember the day she asked me to record her voice, and I did. And then I played it back to her, and to see the heartbreak on her face when she heard it. Let's just cross over to here first quickly. It's okay. So, it is a far crueler disease on the people that are watching and experiencing it on the outside than the person who's actually suffering it. That's the big difference in dying cancer. Most cancers, you're still cognitive all the way through it. So yeah, dementia sucks, cancer sucks. All slow degrading diseases suck. Let's have a look how long this is. 12 minutes. I'm going to stop that there. I hope you're all having a good day.